Got another video here talking about some heroes and what a hero is, what a hero looks like. This one in particular is about the Ace of Aces, World War II Army Air Force Major Dick Bong, Richard Bong. Um, Richard Bong is a Medal of Honor winner for World War II. He won the Distinguished Service Cross. He won 2 Silver Stars. He won 7 Distinguished Flying Crosses and had 15 air medals. During his time in World War II, he had 40 confirmed downed enemy aircraft, with many more unconfirmed. And throughout the entire time, Dick Bong was very unconcerned with the actual number until he realized that the fight for who would be the new ace was actually a critical propaganda piece for the war machine, which he ended up going ahead and joining that propaganda effort and using his notoriety in a way to try and help American military might. But one of the things I want to talk about is that Dick Bong was not extraordinary necessarily in any way other than how he answered the call and how he performed under pressure and the results that he was able to achieve. But I'm going to read you a quote that I read that was from a bomber pilot that knew him well. And people were interviewing saying, who's this ace? Who's this stud pilot that we have? And this bomber pilot, who I couldn't find a name to attribute it to, so if anyone knows who said this, please put it down. But this quote says, actually, he looked like the kid who used to fill the tank of your auto and wipe the windshield down at the corner filling station. And he might as well have been just that. No one gave him attention. That is Dick Bong. The reason I bring up this quote is I want to point out that many of you might be being misunderstood, underestimated. You might be underestimating yourself. You might look in the mirror and think there's nothing special about you. You might hear from people around you that there's nothing special about you. And I'm here to say, maybe that's true. There's there's a lot of people on Earth, and everyone is unique. When you take them as a whole person, they all have unique qualities, unique characteristics, and add it all up, everyone is kind of an individual. Everyone is their own unique combination of those things. But not one of those characteristics by themselves makes you special or unique. And the point of this isn't to bring you down and say that you're nothing, that you're not special. The point is that you aren't required to be special. You aren't required to be uniquely suited for a situation. What you do need to do, though, is you need to respond when situations come up. You need to be prepared. You need to have skills. You need to have confidence. You need to have the ability to recognize that there is within you a person capable of excellence. And perhaps the thing that's missing for you right now in that pursuit of excellence is the right moment, the right set of circumstances that matches your unique set of skills, that makes you the right person for that moment. Doesn't necessarily mean you're special in and of yourself, but what it does mean is that for that time, you are the special person who needs to be there. If you're sitting here looking in the mirror thinking you're nothing, that there's nothing about you that stands out, that you don't have any skill that uniquely qualifies you to stand out amongst your peers, I'm here to tell you that that all might be true, and it doesn't matter. What does matter is when the situation presents itself and you have the choice to do the right thing or the wrong thing, you do the right thing. And that no matter what you do decide to take on, no matter what you approach in this life, you approach it with humility You approach it with the recognition that you aren't a special person that's capable of just doing anything, but that you are capable. And that all it really takes is for you to take the skills and the knowledge and the abilities that you have and apply it in a unique way. And just don't give up. You know, if it's the right thing to do, you take what you have and you get it done. That's what makes a hero. You may not be a worldwide hero and you may not get recognition like Richard Bong did, but you can look yourself in the mirror after those moments and say, I did the right thing. I was the hero of that moment. Don't give up those moments. Those might be the only moments you get in your life to prove to yourself your own worth. And that's the only person you have to prove any of that to. You're the only person who needs to know your value. So don't compare yourself to other people, and don't take yourself characteristic and trait by characteristic and trait apart and compare yourself, line by line with people who you think are your betters, because they might be when you analyze things in the minutia. But I've seen many men with many great talents and skills crumble under pressure. And I've seen many very ordinary, average people rise up and become the leader that we needed in that moment. And in my own personal life, those are my heroes. All right, fellas. I love you. I'll see you next time.